Yeah, a lot. You know, to give some other guys some looks, but really to let guys now really start getting healthy. And you know, they basically had outside of treatment and lifting, you know, 2 days off after the game. Now they'll have another one off tomorrow. So it's good. It's really good for us because we really haven't had any breaks like that, obviously.
You got a chance to see George do a lot of things today. What do you think now?
Yeah, it really says a lot about him, you know, to sprain his ankle yesterday and come back out today. I wish all our guys did that. You know, he's just continuing really the, you know, kind of the third Sarah guy that's like that. You know, that now we're getting to see that they get hurt, they just come out and practice. I think a lot of receivers like Robert, you know, leading the country in catches and yards, would come out here with his sore ankle and try to take the week off. And so George is just another example of those three. You know, they've been coached extremely well. They play through injuries, and also, you know, it's obvious they really love football.
Did you give Robert any consideration of sitting him out these first couple days?
Yeah, I did, and you know, obviously we get some rest time coming up here, but we just thought it was too important, especially as a message to the team. Here's, you know, what arguably is our best player, and he's out here, you know, going through everything in the rain, trying to get better, and so I thought it was a great message.
When you look at George, I mean, his struggles, you know, the first month, 2 months of his here, was that kind of a story of how it's hard to be a highly touted prospect in this day and age with him?
Yeah, I think that's the norm. You know, what happened with George happens with, you know, almost all these kids around the country. I've said it before. You know, you probably only get 5 to 7 unique true freshman stories around the country where guys come in to make major impacts. You know, like Robert did last year. George is more similar to, you know, once they get some time in the system, they get comfortable, the pressure's off of them. You see what you saw in high school.
Does he look more natural almost doing what he's doing so far than you would almost ever like to expect?
Yeah, I was surprised, you know, having not played running back for a while, for him to go back there and, you know, look pretty natural at doing it. It says a lot about what an athlete that he is. And if we could ever get that where, you know, he really was a real running back with that size and that speed, and then we know what he can do outside. I mean, there aren't many people like that ever. You know, that you can, you know, to run 10-4 and you put out there play receiver. We know he can do that. But he can do this at running back too. That'd be a nightmare matchup issue for people.
You have a whole run of 3-4 defenses coming up. What's the challenge for the offense, maybe more specifically the offensive line?
Well, it's a big challenge for the offensive line and the backs and the tight ends to understand the protections, especially because you're dealing with a team that changes. And so if a team's only 3-4, it's a little bit easier because that's all you prepare for that week. But these guys are so multiple. Sometimes there's 2 down, sometimes there's 3 down, sometimes there's 4 down linemen. So it makes it really difficult, you know, on young linemen especially.
When you deal with a guy like Ross Cumming, was the fact that he's so versatile and so willing to get on the field in so many ways, did that contribute to you guys putting him in at fullback? I mean, it's, you know, it's sort of a sudden change, right? To move him
yeah, it is. I wish we would have done it earlier. And you know, it's just an example of a guy staying around here, understanding the systems, understanding techniques. You know, what we teach on special teams can really carry over to offense and defense regardless of positions. And Ross is a great example of that, to step right in and be able to contribute.
Is he supposed to have a chance to catch that ball last week? I mean, was that?
Yeah, you know, he's the 4th option there. Not way up there on the ladder, but really good job by him staying alive on the sidelines, and you know, Matt's progression to be able to get to a 4th guy was big.